Hello students, welcome to Shah Academics. In this video, I am going to explain you about Class 7 Part 12 lesson Kancha. Kancha is the story of a schoolboy called Appu who always be in a dream world. One day when Appu was going to the school, on his way he was thinking of a story which you read before. The story is about a clever jackal and a crow. A crow was sitting on a neem tree with a roti piece in his mouth. And the clever jackal said, "Oh, beautiful crow, can you sing a song for me?" The crow was flattered and started singing. The roti piece, that is the bread piece, fell down. The clever jackal grabbed the bread piece and ran away from the place. Appu was thinking the story and laughing within himself and saying, "Foolish crow." And on his way to the school, since he is in the dream world, he just wobble on the road. He don't walk steadily. He wobble on the road, and along with him the school bag also wobble. And the slate which he kept inside the bag get collided with a pencil box in one side and the bottle in other side. But he don't care about anything. He just concentrated in his dream world and going to the school. On his way he saw a shop. The shopkeepers were arranging the glass jars one by one. Each one has peppermint, biscuits and chocolates. But he was not attracted towards these jars because his dad buy him enough chocolates, biscuits and peppermint. But the shopkeeper also kept a jar full of marbles. On seeing the marbles, he was very much attracted toward the jar because this is the first time Appu was seeing the marbles. He got allured towards the green stroke marbles, white round shaped marble and the one which is equal to amla size marble. Appu started gazing the marbles. Again he is going to the dream world where the marble jar becoming gigantic and Appu is getting inside the jar. That is Appu popping inside the jar and playing alone inside the jar with scattered marbles. Since Appu used to play alone at home because after his younger sister death there is no one accompany him at home. So he used to play alone at home after his younger sister death. And once he heard the shopkeeper's voice, he again came back to the exist world. The annoyed shopkeepers asked, "What do you want? You want Kancha?" Appu just refused and nodded his head as no. He heard the school bell and moved off from the place and satisfied touching of the marbles. And he moved off from the place to the school. That day Appu was late student in the school. Those who go late, they had to occupy the last bench, and those who come early, they take the first bench. He saw Raman was sitting in the first bench. And after him, Ammu and Mallika were sitting. Usually Raman used to come early in the class, obviously took the first bench. And he was searching for his friend George, who is not there in the class. And Raman said that George was not well, so he unable to attend the class today. Because Raman stays next to George house, that is nearby George house. And George is a very good marble player and no one can defeat George. Those who defeated by George, George make them to hold the fist on the land, and the George opened their fist by throwing the marbles forcefully on the fist. The people cannot tolerate the pain and they open the fist. This is the game George usually play, and the George was a good player in marble. And the master entered the class. He started taking the chapter railway engine, which is there in the page number 37. Appu already read the story and he just hurriedly took the page number, and Masterji was explaining all the parts of the railway engine. He says that railway engine also called a steam engine which works on steam, and which it has a big container called boiler where it filled with water. On hearing this, Appu again going to the dream world that the boiler is filled with a lot of marbles and himself playing with the marbles. Again Appu gone to the dream world. The Masterji noticed that Appu was not concentrating. In between the class, the Masterji used to strike his stick on the bench so that the students alerted and listened the class carefully. And he noticed that Appu was not concentrating the class. His master thrown the chalk piece over Appu's face. Appu was trembled and furiously came to the normal world. And the Masterji was asking Appu, "Can you explain what is the class about today?" Appu couldn't say anything, and slowly he said, "Kancha," that is marble. What, Kancha? All the students were started looking Appu, and on hearing this, like a earthquake in the class. The Masterji was raged and made Appu to stand up on the bench. This is not new to Appu, because Appu used to get this punishment often in the class because he always be in a dream world and never concentrate in the class. Other students started laughing at Appu. Still, Appu was thinking that he will go with the George to buy the Kancha. I will not share these marbles to any one of you. Like this, he is thinking himself. When the Masterji finished the class and asked all the students to clarify their doubts regarding the subject. Each student clarifying, thus clearing the doubts with the master. And Appu has a big doubt in his mind that if he go alone to the shop, can he get the Kancha, or he had to take George also along with him to buy the Kancha. And even if you buy the Kancha, how much it will cost. These are all the doubts where Appu was thinking in his mind, even though he got punished. And the Masterji came closer to Appu and asked him again, if you have any doubts, you can ask me, you can clarify your doubts. And Appu didn't say anything, he just kept quiet. He slowly said, Paise. Masterji asked, Paisa? For what paisa? Why you need paisa? To buy railway engine? And Masterji was raged again and stupid. How will you buy a railway engine? Even if you get railway engine, where will you keep it? Appu was speechless that time. And by the time the clerk came to the class and gave a notice to the Masterji, and the Masterji, after reading the notice, he informed all the students to pay the fees in the office room. Those who bought the fees, they can go to the office room and make the payment. Appu also got the fees amount of 1 rupee 50 pice, which his dad gave him. And Appu also started going, but Masterji refused not to go. And afterwards, Appu started weeping. After few minutes later, Masterji again continued, hereafter will you concentrate in the class? Appu simply nodded his head as yes. And afterwards, Masterji gave him permission to go on to the office room. There was a large queue in the office, and one by one students were paying the fees amount. His classmates Raman and Ammu were all paid and just going back to the classes. Appu was waiting in the queue for a while, and afterwards he also gone to the class. And the Masterji again confirmed with all the students whether they all made the payment. All students said yes except Appu. School gets over. Appu just going to this house below the neem shades on the roadside. He saw a few of children playing marbles on the roadside. Appu gone to the shopkeeper where he saw the marbles. He asked the shopkeeper for marbles. The shopkeeper said, for how much you want the marbles? He gave all his fees money, that is 1 rupee 50 paise to the shopkeepers for the marbles. The shopkeeper was wondered, for such a big amount, the whole amount you want marbles? Appu said yes. Shopkeeper was assuming that okay, whether he is buying for all of his friends and everyone will share in this marble. So he wrapped the marbles in a paper bundle and gave it to Appu. Appu hurriedly got the paper bundle and just walking on the road. On the way, he still not satisfied with the marbles which he bought, because he want to buy the whole jar of marbles, but he got only few of them. And again he got a doubt whether the shopkeeper gave him the exact one which he saw before, that a green streak and the white rounded shape and one big as amla size marble. He just want to confirm whether the shopkeeper given the exact one. He just started opening the paper bundle. All the marbles scattered on the road. Appu doesn't care about the road also. He just started collecting the marbles sitting in center of the road, that is amid of the road. Is sitting on the road and collecting each marbles. By the time a car was coming towards Appu and the driver put a sudden brake, he was very much annoyed. He want to scold Appu for his behavior. Appu couldn't hear the horn sound also, and he just turned back to the driver and showing the marbles. See, is it looking good? He asked the driver. On seeing this innocent behavior of Appu, the driver couldn't say anything and he just moved off from the place. He also laughed at Appu, and the driver moved off from the place without saying anything, because the boy will always be in his own world, so he doesn't care about anything about the surrounding. On collecting the scattered marble, there's no space to keep him. He took his slates, pencil box and water bottle from the bag and put the marble inside inside a school bag and carried the slate, pencil box and water bottle close to his chest and heading to the house. Appu mom was waiting. It's a little bit late for Appu to reach the house. Appu mom prepared the tea for Appu and waiting for his arrival. Appu reached the home and he just thrown the slate, pencil box and bottle on the table which is kept near the porch, and he just running towards his mom inside the house, and his mom said, "Why you late today?" Appu asked mom to close her eyes. He was just jiggling the marble bags in front of his mom, and his mom asked, "What is this?" He just opened the bags and shows the bag full of marbles. His mom was very much shocked. "How you get this marble, and who gave you money to buy the marbles?" And Appu simply shown his father's photo and said, "The father gave me the fees money, no? So I bought the marbles with the fees amount." And she asked, "With whom will you play with these marbles?" Appu mom started crying because after her younger daughter's death, Appu was alone at home. Appu didn't concentrate on his mom. He was asking his mom that, "You don't like these marbles? Even the shopkeepers and driver also like this marble, but you don't like this marble." He also took a big amla size marble and said, "Oh, it is not good." And his mom said, "No, it's really good." And both of them cuddled and started laughing each other. This is the happy ending of this Kancha lesson. Hope you all understood well about the Kancha lesson. If you have any doubts, you can put your doubts in comments. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you.